Hi lovelies, and welcome to today's video. I realize that my makeup and my hair might be a little bit overdone for the topic of this video, but I wanted to get put together so that I could kind of help my mind like focus and feel good about filming today's video. I also will say I've been getting a lot actually of messages over on my Instagram page. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, I will throw up my handle on the bottom of the screen here, and I always have it linked down below in the description bar. I post almost daily on Instagram stories and on my feed, and I get to interact with you guys a lot more over there. So definitely head over there to kind of follow along with everything that I post more regularly. But I've been getting a lot of questions about my hair and my makeup lately, and today's hair is actually different. I went back and I tried a different hot iron, it's called Hot Tools is the brand, and I used an actual curling wand. I tried a different one than the one I've talked to you guys about previously, and I just can't get with it. Ever since I purchased the Lange curling wand, I can never go back to anything else pretty much. And I did a review, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, of that curling wand. I will link it up here in the iCard on the screen so you guys can go watch it. All you have to do is click on that iCard and it will take you to that video. And I am obsessed with that thing. So for those of you that have been asking or wondering and maybe haven't asked, the Lange curling wand, I share with you what exactly specific one that was in the video. I'm obsessed with it, and that's why I know I've been getting so many questions. But again, today, I literally just curled my hair, and look, it's like the curls are basically gone. And then my makeup routine, I've actually added several different new products, and I have a video in the works I'm hoping is going to be a collaboration, and I'm going to share in detail what those new products are. I'm really proud of the research and time that I've taken to add in several different new products. You guys will get to see everything that I've updated about my makeup routine, and I'm excited even more so to share it because I know that my skin is aging, and I hear so many questions about what to do to kind of help your skin look and stay youthful as you continue to age, because I know I'm basically like the grandma of the YouTube mother community. All of that aside, today I'm going to be sharing with you guys a quick, hopefully, TTC after miscarriage update. If you guys are new to my channel and maybe found me through this video, hi, my name is Alyse. I had a miscarriage a few weeks ago. It was my first ever miscarriage. I did end up documenting part of that in a video, and I will link that video for you guys down in the description box below. So if you want to pause this video and go watch that one first, that might help make things a little bit more sense, help make things make more sense before you finish watching this video. So I kind of wanted to do a check-in with you guys to give you an update on some of the things that I found out physically, where I'm at mentally, and continue to connect with you guys on this journey. I want to say before we continue that I really appreciate those of you who've reached out. I've connected with so many of you through private message or DM who've gone through something even slightly similar or really, really similar and are going through some of the same emotions. That is definitely one of the main reasons why I'm sharing this difficult, trying part of my journey, because I know and I hope that it continues to help people who might be going through something similar and don't exactly have anybody to express those feelings to or feel like they're alone. Since my last video, I have gone to see a couple doctors. I went and checked in with my hematologist and had a lengthy discussion about what happened and what our game plan is moving forward. I do have a diagnosis of a specific blood clotting disorder. If you guys are interested to know which one that is specifically, you can feel free to message me directly. But there's so many different factors, like I don't want to limit it to one only in this video. I know that blood clotting disorders and syndromes can affect a wide group of people, and that's because there's different factors within your blood that show positive sometimes and sometimes not. Again, I've said this in previous videos, but I'm not a doctor. I'm not a licensed anything. So make sure you're receiving your guidance from your doctor. So I was still really early in my pregnancy that we didn't do any sort of additional testing. I did have the miscarriage naturally. It finished naturally. I, again, am very thankful. I can say that that is something I'm thankful and grateful for, that I didn't have a hugely gruesome experience like I know so many women go through. So we didn't do any additional testing to figure out gender or figure out the cause of miscarriage. So that still is definitely unknown, and a lot of people deal with that unknown even if they do additional testing. That is so hard to not have a reason for what has happened tragically. I definitely can relate to that because we don't have a reason for what happened, and we never will, straight up. A lot of people never will. And I think that that is where my faith comes in the most, is that I personally believe that there's a bigger picture and someone, something who rules that bigger picture ultimately, and I have faith and trust in that. So now, based off of my past diagnosis, current lab results that I got back before my miscarriage, and now the conclusion of this most recent pregnancy being a miscarriage, my hematologist and I came to the conclusion that we're going to be changing up my specific treatment. I have a couple of appointments over the next few weeks to fine-tune this process for myself and the new things that we're taking on. But ultimately, I'm going to be using a injectable blood thinner this time moving forward, rather than an over-the-counter. So to make that less confusing, I was on aspirin only, and now I'm going to be doing injections. I've never had to deal with that type of medication in any part of my life. Like, yes, I've received shots and injections when I've been sick, or, you know, immunizations, and have my blood draw and all of that, but I've never had one of my therapies be an injection that I'm gonna have to do every day. I do have history in the phlebotomy world, so I don't feel afraid or apprehensive about the process necessarily, but I do feel kind of overwhelmed with the idea that I'm going to be starting even before we conceive to kind of really knock out, to kind of really lessen the room for error the next time around. And the thought of doing that for such a lengthy period of time is a little bit overwhelming, but it is what it is. It's what we're going to do, and I feel confident in the team of people that I have making those decisions. So if you guys are totally lost, a blood clotting disorder can come into play in regards to pregnancy and specifically early miscarriage, because your body might throw a blood clot that then it could affect a lot of different things, and that's a really basic way of describing it. I really continue to rely on my gut on a lot of things, and that helps me get through a lot of these types of processes, because I'm not comparing myself to another situation. I need to remember that I do and should do what's right for me. And I want to continue to spread that message to you guys, because it's so hard not to get caught up in everything that's going on around you, to not compare your life, to not judge your situation based off of somebody else's, and take solace, take grace knowing that you are on your own path that is very individual to you, and there's things maybe happening in your life that may make sense later, or they might be, I really love the quote, it's like, what you're going through now might be preparing you for something greater later. But I really do believe that there's a bigger picture going on. I'm not somebody who believes in everything happens for a reason, just because that's not who I am, and that's not what I believe in. I don't believe that negative things are happening to people for a reason. But I do believe that there's a larger picture, and we're all on an individual path. That kind of moves me into my mental check-in with you guys. I feel pretty good overall, relatively. I feel better every single day. I continue to feel more mentally and emotionally accepting and better every single day of our current position. And I continue to have to remind myself to stay guided, to stay focused on trusting the bigger picture. But that's not to say every single pregnancy announcement that I see doesn't hit me in the gut a little bit. The worst ones are the November announcements, because that would have been us. And I think another hard time is going to be in November, and I anticipate that being another mental leap for us, and maybe even every November from here on out. An additional thing I would add to this specific topic is that I've seen people recently who have said they don't want to see the pregnancy announcements. They don't want to see the baby announcements of the babies being born, because that really triggers them. One thing I can say to that is I understand, but at the same time, for me, it continues to be a healthy choice for me to continue to work through that, to not just completely block that stuff out of my life, because it's a reality of life. And when I do conceive next, when I do get pregnant next, I am going to want to enjoy all of that as well. So I just remain mindful of that and continue to encourage myself to be really supportive and to be present in those moments, to go through those feelings, to allow myself to feel the feelings rather than like pushing them back down and never dealing with them, and then never being able to normally address a pregnancy announcement until I'm pregnant again. I will say some people are severely triggered by that, and maybe you're not in a point in your life where you're ready to work through those feelings, and that is completely understandable. Everybody is in their own lane, like we've talked about, and you need to do what is right for you and your family and your situation. But I just wanted to throw my experience out there in case somebody feels similar, and maybe it's helpful for them to realize that they need to begin to work through some of those feelings rather than shoving them down and sweeping them under the rug like they're not there. The last thing I'm going to talk about is when we're going to start again. I see so many people ask when they should start trying to conceive again, and I have personally been asked that question and I'm not 100% certain. I don't know. I think I have an idea. They do say that they do say, like, medical doctors have said that within 1 to 3 months of miscarriage, you tend to still be the most fertile. I think previously it was told to kind of like give yourself a good break and your body to recuperate and work through everything physically, emotionally, mentally. And while that might be the right decision for some, other people might be ready sooner. Again, something to discuss with your doctor, but if you were in the mindset that you had to wait long, I don't know that that's the medical advice that the majority of doctors are giving anymore. So I do know currently, as much as I want to be pregnant and I want to have a baby, it's not something we're doing immediately. I think that once we have all of these new steps lined up and working well, and I feel confident in all of those things, approaching it sooner rather than later is going to be the goal for us. I don't plan on hiding that information from you, but again, I can't predict the future. But as of right now, I am excited to bring you guys along that journey and to continue to relate with so many of you. So I think that that is it for today's TTC update. Again, feel free to reach out to me anytime you guys are in need, or if you have questions, or if you're going through something really similarly physically and you want any advice whatsoever that you think I could provide. I'd be happy to provide more detailed information if you guys want to direct message me over on Instagram. I just know that the world of blood clotting disorders is so large and complicated. My heart goes out to you again if you've ever been through something similar, or if you're going through something similar right now. Continue to look forward, you guys, and lean on those around you who can continue to support you. Please subscribe to my channel down below before you guys leave today's video. That way you can continue to remain updated on this entire TTC journey and so many other awesome topics. Thank you for clicking on today's video and watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.